Okay, here we are, week 7, and I'm going to give a rundown on who I think is going to win each of the conferences and how we think that's going to play into the Super Bowl. So, the predicted NFC winners are as follows here. So, Philadelphia at 14-3. By the way, this is what the model's picking out given the data now. So, that is not taking consideration any of their current record. So you're going to see some teams that the model says should be undefeated, but have already obviously everyone's lost a game already. So keep that in mind. Detroit at 17-0, New Orleans at 16-1. The model liked New Orleans, but it also thought that was overall a weak conference. And then the Niners at 17-0. So that's for the NFC. Let's go to the AFC. Miami at 17-0. Then at 14-3, Baltimore Ravens, a 10-7 Indianapolis Colts, and then a 13-4 Chargers. Note the Chargers beating out the Kansas City Chiefs. We'll see how that really turns out. I think Kansas City is extremely well coached, and I think the opposite of the Chargers. But on paper, that's what the model is saying. So who's going to go to the Super Bowl? So the model is saying that San Francisco should be meeting up with the Niners. Quite frankly, I think most people probably look around right now and say, yeah, that's probably about right. That doesn't seem too crazy, right? So in this matchup, the model is saying that Miami would win 65% of the time, leading to a correlated point spread of about 4 points. And that's not too much different than what we have over here for the if we take the Bayesian consideration into play here as well. So, and we come over to the right to the box plot. We see that the score here is we've got San Francisco scoring about 23 points, and then right around 28 to 30 points is what we're looking at for Miami. And again, when you look at the teams, you kind of look and go, that seems not too far outrageous. Okay, and when you come over down here to the middle part, both of these teams are very strong all the way across the board, very well balanced. Miami right now has the best offense all the way around. The defense is middle of the road, whereas for San Francisco, strong, a little bit more robust throughout, but not quite as strong in that offense. So we'll see how this matches up. Let's go to the performance charts. So the first thing I would point out is look at Miami. They got a clear advantage over here in the run game if you match that up compared to the San Francisco running game. And the San Francisco running game is phenomenal. And then the passing game, they have even more of an advantage. And so with that, you still have a close game again. You're talking about 3 or 4 points, maybe 5 points. So one of the things that when I come over here to the right that I see a big difference in is just the overall explosiveness over here with Miami. Miami has a clear advantage of that explosiveness, but I would also point out interceptions for Miami as well. Part of that's got to do with that matchup and that you've got a very good San Francisco defense. Then likewise, San Francisco, Brock Purdy, he has not been throwing interceptions. So if I'm not, let's see here. I don't know if he's thrown any interceptions, but if he hasn't, this is still projecting that there's a likelihood that you can't just because someone hasn't thrown an interception doesn't mean that they're not going to. Both teams are otherwise controlling the ball when it comes to fumbles. And then the other thing I would point out is San Francisco has not been as good at protecting the quarterback, but both teams seem to be getting some pretty good pass rushing on. So anyhow, that's the way it looks right now is Miami having an advantage in the Super Bowl as of week 7. So anyhow, we'll see how it turns out.